if you have been seeing signs of snakes, numbers, or symbols, even having dark, confusing dreams about the entity Medusa, consider finding this video and hearing my voice rise from the thousands you could have listened to, a sign that she is calling to you, reaching out to perhaps to provide advice or support, or simply make herself known to you. If you are willing to attempt to get closer to the divine, shedding all expectations and opening yourself up to this experience, take a moment to set your intentions for what you are hoping to gather from this guided meditation, where you may connect with Medusa. Begin by laying flat on your back with your arms slightly spread at your side. Turn your palms upright, letting them be exposed to the nighttime air. Focus on your breathing, allowing your lungs to fill comfortably. Holding for just a moment until you exhale, slowly and steadily. Focus and silence your mind. Calm any worries or thoughts that you might have, letting go of frustrations or negative emotions that you might be holding on to. Take a moment to come to terms with the situations that are consuming the shadowy corners of your mind, illuminating them, recognizing what it is you are holding on to, even if it is uncomfortable. Breathe slowly and steadily as you feel your physical form beginning to unravel, exposing what has been upsetting you, why you are holding on, and how you can find peace within yourself. Remember that meditation is self-care and soothing yourself, your mind, your worries is essential to personal growth, self-love, and maturing. Be vulnerable with yourself, with her, perhaps one of the most protective deities. Give yourself the understanding, the love, the grace to face the things that weigh on you with kindness, love, and patience. Focus, bringing attention to the smallest details of your pain, finding the ability to look at your scars objectively, remembering that you are worthy no matter what choices you had to make. And when you find the soft, tender, painful reason as to why you are hurting, suffering, or anxious, give it physical form, adding more and more detail with each breath. It could be anything as long as it fits in the palm of your hand. Breathe in and watch as energy begins to gather around your outstretched palm, swirling quickly. Breathe out. Breathe in. Within your hand, the universe begins to create the object that you wish to project onto. Breathe out. Breathe in. Feel its weight as your mind paints each and every tiny detail. Breathe out. Breathe in, and within your hand, the universe has begun to create the object you have envisioned. Breathe out. The power swirls around, finally finishing. You hold it and bring it to the center of your chest, opening your raw, vulnerable self up, allowing yourself to grieve, protect, or understand yourself. And when you are ready, allow yourself to let this pain, worry, or fear, or other negative emotion go. The ethereal item begins to vibrate, slowly breaking piece by piece until it is merely stardust, drifting up into the nighttime sky, floating higher and higher until you can no longer make out its form as it has disappeared among the thin, wispy clouds and sparkling stars. You watch for as long as you need to, feeling yourself becoming lighter and lighter with each breath. You are drawn to her realm, Medusa, the protector, the guardian, the dark deity. You can smell the salty sea air, the soft sounds of ocean waves kisses your ears. You can feel sand and stone beneath your feet as your third eye flutters open, adjusting to the dim gloom. You are standing on a rocky, stony beachside. The waves are choppy and turbulent, harsh as they crash onto the large rock and soft sands. You breathe in deeply, stretching your arms out at your side, wriggling your toes in the sand, grounding you here in the space where Medusa has summoned you. The sun before you is a brilliant red as it begins to dip beneath the surface, sinking into the sea. The stars, shy and cautious, begin to peek out from the wispy clouds as the crescent moon begins to fade into view. You feel at peace here, protected, safe, knowing that she wants you here to show you something. You continue down the shoreline, letting the cool water wash over your feet, soothing you, reminding you that you are wanted here. The beachside becomes rockier with steep, gray cliffs reaching ever upwards into the setting sky. Something seems to pull you, a quiet, lingering energy inviting you to meet the divine. And just as you decide to accept this, The sun finally dips beneath the ocean waves, leaving you under the warm blanket of night. You watch the ocean shift from a deep sea green to a dark navy in absence of the sun. You allow your feet to be engulfed by the darkness, feeling the unseen turbulence of the ocean as sand, small rocks and water rush over your toes. Until you notice a gentle, almost haunting glow coming from the shallows. A blue light begins to emit from the water as the ocean itself comes alive. You marvel at the natural bioluminescence kicking your feet through the water, stirring the tiny specks of light, causing them to shift and grow. Filled with a sense of joy and wonder, you begin to wade through the water, watching for any shapes, symbols, or patterns that may come forth from this natural beauty, opening yourself up to anything you might find in the living, glowing water. You wade for so long, keeping your eyes on the swirling sea, that you almost don't notice a large white rock made of dead coral from a reef thousands of years ago. You allow your shoulders to rest against the fossil, staring out at the horizon, watching the crescent moon rising in the velvety purple sky. A gentle touch caresses your shoulder, causing you to turn your head. Above you, its head bent downwards to watch you, is a large, almost iridescent snake coiled around the stone. Its brilliant golden eyes meet yours, and you recognize the flame of intellect within them. as it studies you, observes you, slowly lifting its head until the two of you are face to face. You are not afraid. You know that within this realm you are safe here, wanted here, only interacting with those who wish to help you in your earthly day-to-day life. The serpent slowly turns its head, seeming to gesture to the twisted rocks and cliffs behind it, where land and sea almost violently meet. Its unblinking yellow eyes meets yours, and the creature seems to be sending you a message within this moment. And just as quickly as it appeared, the serpent effortlessly, like silk, glides away back into the dark crevices from where it came. Your gaze follows to where the serpent pointed, and in the dim gloom you can see a gentle, radiating green light coming from where the stones begin to cross and intersect. You are entranced by this, like a moth to a flame, leaving the coral relic behind as you carefully make your way towards the jade fire that casts long shadows, twisting and intertwining as if they were alive. As you draw closer, the rocks around you form the entrance to a deep cave, dark and secluded. Ocean water slowly flows in and out in time with the waves. A single lit candle stands proudly at the entrance, a marker for all of those who seek her. You are entranced by this, standing before it, peering into the flames. And you know that you are ready to meet your deity, the one calling out to you, Medusa. You enter the cave, feeling the warmth from being shielded from the unyielding ocean breeze. You know that you are safe here, wanted here, ready to meet her. You know. You follow the flow of water, led by the blue, bioluminescent glow, watching it become brighter and more brilliant the further you wade into the cavern. You keep a single hand on the wet stone walls as you wade through the grotto until, in the gloom, you make out a set of stairs, winding and leading up out of the shallow waters. You steady yourself, keeping your breathing steady, and in the silence, your ears are met with the soft sound of singing in a language you don't recognize, knowing she is calling to you. One, you place your feet on the first step, beginning your ascent to meet her, calmly and slowly. 2, her voice echoing and reverberating off of the stone walls fills you with a power you have never felt before. 3, you can see more green light, magically infused fire illuminating the cave. 4, you pause for just a moment to absorb the dark beauty around you of the glowing sea, the mysterious singing, and the long, comforting shadows that seem to dance all around you. 5, standing in the candlelight, surrounded by piles, green and black gemstones, seemingly scattered into patterns, creating a circle around her, her hair living and sentient, waves and moves in time with the faint sound of the ocean. She is tall, powerful, and radiating energy of that of a woman who refused to bend, a righteous protector of others. She turns as you draw near, her otherworldly chanting coming to a slow halt. Away from the seemingly never-ending darkness before her towards you. In the gloom, you can clearly see the dark goddess Medusa. For just a heartbeat, you almost lock eyes with her until she lifts one of her hands, revealing something clutched between her fingers. It takes a moment for your mind to register what you are looking at. It is the object that represents your pain, suffering, or worries that had disappeared into the ether before. She lifts it upwards, showing it to you, seemingly to ask if you are ready to let go and allow her to assist you, protect you, and guide you. You hesitate for just a moment, gathering your thoughts and intentions before meeting her gaze and nodding. In this moment, the two of you lock eyes, and power, overwhelming, unlike any other you have felt before, washes over you, almost seeming to knock you on your feet, taking your breath away. She seems delighted at your response, holding your gaze for just a moment before breaking away for your sake, making sure to keep her powers at bay as to not harm you. With surprising gentleness, she beckons to you to join her in her circle of power. You do not hesitate and step over the large black line, the border to the magic circle that she has created. And as soon as you do, you can sense raw energy clicking into place, and the boundary itself begins to move, coming alive as a gigantic dark snake, coiling and moving, never leaving the boundary Medusa herself has set. She does not seem to notice as she has returned to speaking soft incantations, words and phrases, her eyes closed as she holds up to the sliver of moon, peeking down at her through the crack in the roof your object. You watch in awe as it begins to tremble, overcome with her power, vibrating and changing until it becomes engulfed in the green flames that represent her. The object floats upwards as her voice begins to reach a crescendo. The universe tears the physical representation of your pain, abuse, worries, suffering to shreds, leaving only tiny embers of glowing green light. Her eyes lock with yours, and you become entranced, seeming to float to her, taking her outstretched hand. The green flames from before begin to creep from her palms to yours. The power does not hurt, burn, or frighten you. Instead, it calms you, clearing your mind. And in her words, you can hear Medusa giving you advice on what might be next for you. You begin to float upwards, only anchored by her touch, as power, invisible and strong, sweeps over your celestial form, cleansing you, invigorating you, empowering you for whatever you might seek next. Your fingertips slowly leave hers as the universe begins to pull you back to the ether, back to your earthly form. You watch as your skin becomes engulfed in the jade flames, unburnt, unharmed, simply freed. You follow her voice back through the darkness as she guides you back to your form. the energy around you becomes warm, cozy, and familiar. And you know that you are finally back home. Your resting, sleeping form comes into view, curled up beneath your blankets, your head cradled by a pillow. You're breathing slow and steady. You do your best to match the rhythm of your form's breath. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Feel yourself phase through your form, sinking back into yourself. Falling deeper and deeper into your mattress. Knowing that the dark deity, Medusa, has now claimed you as one of her own. Watching you, protecting you through anything that you may face. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Listen to the softness of her voice, guiding you even in your dreams.